All right, guys, what's going down, man? This is your boy, DJ Just J, with Just Dimes ENT, and I am your host of the Soto, you dig. What's going down, Soto Nation? What is up? What is up? What is up? You guys, when you come in, all I need you to do is do me a favor, hit that good old thumbs up. We're getting ready to get this thing in. This is going to be a good, short show, I believe. So, yeah. Let me give a shout out to the people that are already here in the building. The first people that said something was LaMarcus TV is in the building. Promise is in the building. What's up, Promise? Hopefully you're still there watching. If you are, say something in the chat and let me know. Natasha Bartley is in the building. Says, what up, Jay? What up? Darcy Ann 66 is in the building. My sister, what's going down, Darcy Ann? Roger Cash is in the building. Dwayne Holmes. Sesquipedalian. Latia's Tall, my sister, what up? Marie Lovely is in the building, what's up? Tammy B, what is going on? LaTroy Demps, what's up? My sister KD is in the building, what's up, KD? Takiwa Loveland is in the building, says, what's up, Soto Nation? Jay McLovin is in the building, as always. Oh, Jay McLovin, what's up, baby? How you doing? Thank you for always supporting me, and thank you for having my back, and thank you for just being yourself. I truly appreciate you. Shout out to Jay McLovin. Mad Dog XYZ says he's on time. Good deal. So I'm glad that I was able to schedule it so you guys could catch the show. GSD Mom is in the building. What's going down, GSD Mom? Matter of fact, let me bless you with the powers. And I will say this, GSD Mom. Use your powers responsibly. As you guys know, I don't need much from my moderators. Don't need anybody timed out. Don't need anybody blocked. But you can always share my personal links for my music. And for the PayPal link, you can always share that. Other than that, enjoy your powers. And thank you for being a person that supports me. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Amanda K is in the building. What's going down, Amanda K? Uh-oh. Missed a lot of them. Exo Dosiah JGS is in the building. What's going on? Chris Young Gun is in the building. My brother, what up? Michelle Russell's in the building, says, hey, Just Jay, long time, but I'm back. Good deal. I'm glad you're back again. What up? Mr. Breadman is out to get the bread, man. What's going down, sir? Frantonio Michaels is in the... Yeah, Michaels is in the building. What's going on? Still old school number 7. I remember you because I remember that you are out of the United States and you supported and you sent a donation. I'd like to say thank you for doing what you do. Thank you very much for your support. As a matter of fact, let me show you some love. Also, I think that's what we're going to start to do. If anybody, happens to send a donation, I'm gonna just have to go ahead and do that. I'm going to have to give you the powers. So thank you for your support. Kyle 23 is in the building. What's going on? Dominique Morton is in the building, says, hey, DJ. Athena's World is back. Says, great evening to you, DJ. Thank you very much. Marcus Jones is in the building. What up? Jason Gunn is in the building, says, don't watch sports, but here to support you, bro. Thank you, Jason Gunn. I always appreciate you, brother. You know I do. Abacus Beats is in the building, says, bro. I like that. Amber Wood is in the building. She's back. What's up? She says, hey, everybody, and hey, Jay. I have no idea who this clown is. Okay, well, if you guys remember back, I think it was like in the 90s. It was in the late 90s. I remember the story coming out, but I didn't know who he was. I didn't watch the NFL at the time, but I definitely heard of Rae Carruth. So you guys are going to be in for an interesting story if you don't know anything about him. Let's see here. I missed a couple more. Who did I miss? Loon Tune News is in the building. What's going on? Makuba 76 is back. What's going on? Terry Settles in the building, says, what's good, bro? I'm doing all right. It's a good day today. It's bright outside. All the snow and the rain is done for the meantime. And it's actually a pretty nice day outside, so I'm happy about it. Let's see. I love that you pronounce my name correctly. I try my best. Like, I've had some African names in here that are a bit of a challenge, but some of them, if I've seen them before, I know how to pronounce them. Drenay65 is in the building. What's going on? First time seeing you here. Guys, if this is your first time here, all I need you to do is hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button right there at the bottom of the title. If you guys will do that for me, I'd love for you guys to return and see more shows. Priest is in the building. What's going on? Roy Williams is in the building. What's up? Hey, Jesse is in the building. Jesse Williams. Mecky Che is in the building. Says Rae Carruth caused his son to be born with palsy. Yes, he did. Yes. Thank you for following the story. Aslam Mahdi is in the building. Says peace and love, Soto Nation. Peace, brother. Mark Whitney is in the building. Andrew the Immortal is in the building. Says, hey, Soto, you dig? New here. Thank you very much. Do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Hopefully you enjoy the content that we provide here. We'll sometimes do news stories. We'll pick up certain topics and talk about them. And even sometimes we'll have a panel that you guys can join, depending on when we want to set those things up. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, I got her, bro. I already said Latia's tall. Latia's tall. No, I always show love. Relationship Rehab. Hey, live. What's up, Relationship Rehab? Classy Young Man, my brother. He says, good day, Soto mates. That's my brother, Classy Young Man, never to be outdone. That is my brother by way of Oklahoma, doing his thing in California. Always shows love. One of my biggest supporters. And I got to say, man, like, shout out to my brother, man. Always showing love. Always here. Thank you. James Ashford is in the building. Dominique Morton. I think I just already announced you, but it's cool. Who's he? First time catching a full show. Okay, I'm going to actually tell you the entire story about Rae Carruth. And I think that's everybody. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and get this thing started. Hopefully, I can keep this under 10, 12 minutes for the intro, and then we'll start the show right away. All right? Let's go ahead and get this thing started. Shout out to everybody in the building.
This a love shot track for you, baby.
Just Jay and I'm back again. I'm from the north side where we get it in. You know it's Love Shack on the track again.
Relax yourself, dog, please settle down. 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 Relax yourself, dog, please settle down.
My sense of pride got me paranoid. Make it hard to trust, can never fill the void. Kinda like a loner, don't need to have friends. Who can you really trust? Not even best friends. Spin your ends, they pretend, feel what I'm saying. Images portraying, deceit is amazing. Peep the metaphor, I'm kicking knowledge, homie. Elevate your mind, religious testimony. I never was a phony, always kept it real. Oklahoma City, that's where I hang and chill. Always on my grind, barely ever sleep. Sacrifice to get it, family gotta eat. Pardon my position, I'm just on a mission. All my wildest dreams came into fruition. Getting to the money, play the game for keeps. Even in the cold, always got the heat. Just Jay and I'm back again.
Just another day to sit back and parlay with all of the homies. Just another day, you having your fun with all of the loved ones. Just another day. Hit you with the vibe. Hit you with the vibe. Check. Just another day. As I'm chilling, feeling the vibe, I'm looking back at my life and I'm lucky to be alive. Cause I done been through it all, but luckily I survived. Now I'm out on my own trying to provide. Got a little crib out on the south for a little ride. If you coming through, bring us a bottle and come inside. I'm just trying to kick it with my kinfolk. I'm getting money now, but I've been broke. I know how it is trying to stay afloat. I'm on a mission to get it, don't need permission to spit it. I know you wishing you did it, you loving the way I fit it, but check out the way I kick it. Hold up, I got it from the mud, straight from the dirt. I do it for the fan, do it for the turf. I didn't have a lot, but I made it work. Get it poppin' and they gon' hate. Just another day chillin' in the old state. Chillin' in the old state.
We're sending this one to the music and you, and to the tunes of your life that made you get up and move. Kurt put the track in gear and I set my lyrics to cruise. Now old city bobbing with us cause this groove is smooth. After a long day of work, man, with your deck tuned to Ozzy Brothers, Boosie Collins, and Al Green coming through. And now you're tuned into a Love Shack in Sandtown crew. And this Tribe Quest type of swing got your feet ready to move. And we gon' push this hella hard and get this street approved. And make this something old folks and grandkids to ride to. Ain't no pointing no fingers, it's dedicated to who ever got a love for music and what music could do. It could be hip hop, country, rock, rhythm or blues, whatever it takes to get you relaxed and get your mind amused. Because a world without music would be so confused. It'd be a world of domination and we all would lose. That's why I keep on thanking God for making these musical tools. And we gon' keep on healing souls and making this music for you.
Just another day to sit back and parlay with all of the homies. Just another day, you having your fun with all of the loved ones. Just another day, hit you with the vibe. Just another
Thank you, Jason Gunn, for putting that link out there. Y'all check it out. Fife Dog, rest in peace. Let's see, who said that? Darcy Ann said, love the intros, thank you very much. Senator says, just popping in to have to show love, have a good show. Thank you, Senator. You know I always appreciate you, sis. And Roy said it's gonna be a good topic. I hope so. Frantonio said, this is crazy. I remember watching the Rae Carruth trial on TV. I never saw it on TV.
DJ Just J and JustDimes.com, baby. Let's get it. Get it. Get it. Get it. Get it.
Okay, I like that. But let me go ahead and introduce my host of the Soto platforms. I'm going to call them the Soto platforms. What's up, Hunter Club? Zico's Red Phoenix. Anybody else that I missed? MFSVH is in the building. What up? I'm going to go ahead and introduce you guys to the other host of Tommy's platforms. Here we go.
Hi, my name is Tanisha Finley, co-host of the Morning Soto. Please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. See you there. Thanks.
Hey, what them guys do with the business is you already know. It's your country can folks. Shout out Kane coming to you live from Kane Land, and of course representing that sort of gaming world to the fullest. So whenever you need to satisfy your gaming sweet tooth, please don't hesitate to come through to youtube.com/SotoGamingWorld, because you know we got you. But of course we need y'all to hold us down in the same way, and you can show that Soto Nation love by dropping a like, dropping a comment or two, sharing a video or two, and if you truly enjoy the content, hit that subscribe button, okay? Now, once again, that's youtube.com/SotoGamingWorld. It's your boy Shouted. I hope to see you over there, Soto Nation. And we yeah.
Hey, live! What's going on, people? I am Brian Redman, co-host of the hottest show on YouTube, The Guru and the Whore. Also, I host The Relationship Rehab as well. Two of the hottest shows on YouTube, people. If you don't know, now you know. So make sure that you go to both channels. Make sure that you click the like on the videos, click the share, but also, most importantly, you gotta click the subscribe, baby, so that you can know what's happening. Also, make sure that little bell is clicked so that when we go live, you'll get the alerts so that you can be in the place when we go live, because I'm telling you, the show is always lit. So, as always, everything that I do is so that you or somebody else can become a better version of themselves. I love you guys. Hope to see you soon. Peace, and I'm out. Bye, live.
What's going down, man? This is your boy DJ Just J with Just Dime CNT, as well as the host of the Soto You Dig. We have very open and candid conversations about a plethora of topics, and every once in a while talking about just whatever comes to mind. Other than that, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and welcome to the Soto You Dig. We'll see you soon. Peace. All right, guys. My bad. I fixed it. I forgot. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I saw that comment and I got off track. That's my fault. But I fixed it. But again, to address Dominique Morton, like, let me know what the issue is. Like you say, just say the lineup. Like, I don't get what the problem is. We took time to, to craft those videos and put them together. And you're saying just, I don't know. But whatever the issue is, Dominique, just let me know. Or you can email me at thesotoyoudig@gmail.com. This is me and Kurt Dogg's brand new song, guys. This is not just another day. Straight to the money. We're getting straight to the money, and then we're gonna go ahead and get the show started. What's up, Sage of Truth and Friday Chili and Jay McLovin? I got it, baby. I fixed it already.
It's a love shot track.
Just Jay and I'm back again. Hit the highway, and then I gassed up. Then went to Fuel City and got my bag up. Hey, it's time to get that cash. I mean, I'm about to smash. Just turn the lights on. The flow will never crash. Drinks are going up. I mean, they turning up. Everybody's tipsy, but ain't no throwing up. I press play, they hit the floor. Now the party's lit. Ladies on the floor vibing. I'm spinning hits. The club is popping, so you gotta meet us at the spot. On the south side of the D, man, we got it locked. I jumped in the ride, said, "Bae, I see you later." Headed to the front door out to get this paper. I threw on my J's, then put on my jeans. Fresh fade, fresh fitted, man, I'm looking clean. Then I took a shower for about an hour. I let my girl know the plan so she's never sour. While we laid up, movies on the screen and my phone rings. It's my homie and I gotta bring. I gotta come and bring my A game. Homie, are you busy? We need you, man.
Straight to the money, then I'm gone. Shout out to my niggas on that south side zone. I ain't never tripping on that hater with that bullshit. Cause I got a baby 380 with the full clip. And I get straight to the money, then I'm gone. Shout out to my niggas on that south side zone. I ain't never tripping on that hater with that bullshit. Cause I got a baby 380 with the full clip. And I'm gone.
Get the money, then I'm gone in the flash. Headed back to the shack to put the money in the stash. Take me a quick shower. Throw on some new clothes. Jump in a different whip to keep them haters on they toes. Holla at my nigga Dub trying to see what's up. Him and Reeves at the park and they posted up. They got the whips out with the barbecue. Told them give me 30 minutes and I'm coming through. Pull up to the park slow and it's hella deep. Hopped out with the heater, I don't never sleep. Seen the homie show love and got in the mix. Made a plate, then I took me a couple of flicks. I kicked back for a minute, told the homies I was headed to the shack in a minute. Made me another plate, told them that I was out. I gotta make a run and get up on my paper route. And I'm gone.
Straight to the money, then I'm gone. Shout out to my niggas on that south side zone. I ain't never tripping on that hater with that bullshit. Cause I got a baby 380 with the full clip. And I get straight to the money, then I'm gone. Shout out to my niggas on that south side zone. I ain't never tripping on that hater with that bullshit. Cause I got a baby 380 with the full clip. And I'm gone.
That's how I do it, man. I get in and I get out. I don't stick around too long, man. I get to the money, come through, say what's up to my niggas. Fuck them hoes, I ain't tripping on them hoes, you know what I'm talking about? Nigga, fuck them hoes. Real shit. Had me a little something, say what up and then I'm gone.
I get straight to the money, then I'm gone. Shout out to my niggas on that south side zone. I ain't never tripping on that hater with that bullshit. Cause I got a baby 380 with the full clip. And I get straight to the money, then I'm gone. Shout out to my niggas on that south side zone. I ain't never tripping on that hater with that bullshit. Cause I got a baby 380 with the full clip. And I'm gone.
Jay McLevin says we gotta hit the thumbs up, guys. We're a little bit behind on the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up, hit the thumbs up, hit the thumbs up. Hey. All right, guys, we are ready to get this show started, and I kind of like the way the GSD mob put it, and also Dominique Moore. And that's why I always tell my moderators, do not time anybody out or block anybody because they have an opinion, because of the fact that we want to try to get an understanding first, which is what we did. So I'm happy that you were able to just let me know that it was just an idea, and that's cool. But for the most part, like what I generally try to do is I try to make sure and take into account for, the people that are here, pretty regularly, or the people that donate quite a bit. Like I try to make sure and it's kind of like a thing where like I take high priority with what they say. If they say, hey, change this or do that or whatever the case is, that's kind of normally the direction that I go in. Outside of that, like I'm always listening. If I feel like it's a good idea, I'll definitely go with that idea. If I feel like it doesn't kind of mix with what I'm trying to do, then a lot of times, I might just kind of just leave it be. But definitely not a problem, man. I told you guys, man, this is a place where you guys can express yourself. So definitely not a problem. I think I got everybody here. And Jay McLevin says we got 56 people watching, 28 likes. We definitely got to get the likes up to as many people that are watching. Can we do that, guys? Because honestly, that's really the only thing that I ask for. I don't ask anybody or force anybody to donate or anything like that. If you want to, you can always hit the PayPal link, paypal.me/DJJustJOK, or you can click the link in the chat room as the moderators post it. If you want to send a monetary contribution to the show, you can definitely do that. It's always appreciated, and it's more a form of showing love to us and what we do and supporting the platform. If not, all I ask is that you guys hit the thumbs up. I got 80. You got 80 likes. Let me check and see where we at. Yeah, we're at 83. Okay, so we're definitely doing a little bit better. That's cool. All right, I'm glad you guys are keeping an eye on that. And Amanda K said, I think the intros add personality to the show. I think so, because like I say, it kind of sucks that if I say go to Soto Gaming, go to Soto Politics, or go to, to the Guru and the Whore, like, why not just hear from those people, So, now, I'm going to go ahead and timestamp it, and the show starts right here. All right, so I'm going to timestamp it. Whenever you guys go back and watch the replay, you'll be able to see a timestamp at the bottom of the video, and I will let you guys know this is the point where the show starts. Now, the gentleman that you guys see on your screen, or did see on your screen that had the mugshot, is a gentleman named Rae Carruth. Rae Carruth was an ex-NFL player who was convicted of conspiracy to commit murder against his ex-girlfriend who was pregnant with his kid. He didn't want to have a kid, and so he actually he did have the woman murdered. Let's just say that. And now what you have going on is he is actually actively campaigning to regain custody of his son, or to get custody of his son. He never had custody. So he is currently in jail. He is going to be released this year. So that's why this thing, it gets a bit crazy. And I actually have some videos for you guys, of course. It always takes me a while to set these shows up. So I hope you appreciate them. All I expect is just to see the views show that and reflect that. That's it. Outside of that, let me give a shout out real quick before I actually delve into the story. I have to give a shout out to one of the people that donated, and this is from my sister, GSD Mom. As you can see, she's one of the ones with the blue wrench in there. GSD Mom said, with love from GSD Mom and the family. Thank you, GSD Mom, for the donation. Always appreciate that. So for everybody else that's PayPal challenged, I get it. No problem. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started. Yeah, love that, man. You guys talk about the topic. I like that. Y'all go ahead and do your thing. I'm going to give you a little bit of a background on Rae Carruth. So Ray Lamar Wiggins was born January 20th, 1974, known as Rae Theodis Carruth, is a former professional American football player, a wide receiver for the Carolina Panthers of the NFL, and convicted murderer. In 2001, he was found guilty of conspiring to murder Sharika Adams. That is the woman right there on the far right. Now, he came from Sacramento, California. He attended Valley High School and accepted an athletic scholarship to the University of Colorado in Boulder, Colorado. He played 4 seasons for the Buffaloes and was named a first-team All-American in 1996. His quarterbacks at Colorado University were future pros Coy Detmer and Cordell Stewart. How about that? I don't know Coy Detmer, but I know Cordell Stewart. Carruth was a first-round draft pick in 1997 in the 1997 NFL Draft, taken by the Carolina Panthers with the 27th overall pick. He signed a 4-year deal, $3.7 million deal that included a $1.3 million signing bonus. During Carruth's sophomore year at Colorado at CU, his Sacramento girlfriend, Michelle Wright, gave birth to their son, Raylando. Carruth all but neglected Raylando until Wright sued him for child support. Wright later testified that Carruth agreed to pay $2,700 in child support, half of what he was ordered to pay by a judge, on condition that he be a better father, something he failed to do. Carruth had a respectable rookie season in 1997 and started 14 games. Wearing the uniform number 89, he caught 44 passes for 545 yards and 4 touchdown passes, tied for first among rookie receivers. And he was named to the All-Rookie team at wide receiver. He broke his right foot in the opening game of the 1998 season and did not catch another pass that season due to the injury. He ended the year with 4 catches for 59 yards, all on opening day. He played on the first 6 games of the 1999 season with 14 catches for 200 yards. This is where the story gets crazy. And what's going on, guys? Like I say, all I need y'all to do is hit that thumbs up when you come in, show a little love, and we're going to get this thing going. Again, this is the story of Rae Carruth. His criminal history. So, of November 6th, 16th, 1999, which was the beginning of pretty close to the first half of the NFL season, near Carruth's home in Charlotte, North Carolina, Sharika Adams, a real estate agent he had been casually dating, was shot 4 times by a guy named Van Brett Watkins Sr., a nightclub manager and an associate of Rae Carruth. Adams managed to call 911, who was the girl, after she was shot, and said that Carruth had stopped his vehicle in front of hers, and another vehicle drove alongside of them, and its passenger had shot her. Carruth then drove away from the scene. Adams was 8 months pregnant with Rae Carruth's child at the time. Soon after her admission to the hospital, she fell into a coma. Doctors delivered the baby by way of an emergency C-section or cesarean. Carruth went to the police and posted a $3 million bail on condition that if either Adams or the infant died, he would turn himself in. Adams died on December 14th, 1989, so this is almost a whole 30 days. It's like 28 days later. The baby was named Chancellor Lee Adams, survived, but suffered permanent brain damage and cerebral palsy due to being without oxygen for 70 minutes before he was born. Carruth fled 70 minutes. Gee whiz, that's an hour and 10 minutes. Wow. And you guys know that there's significant damage that could happen, I believe, within 5 to 10 minutes of, like, if you just stop breathing, you could actually, I think you could actually die straight up and down, a full-grown adult. So for a kid to live an hour and 10 minutes without oxygen is crazy. This is the part where a lot of people, like Steve Harvey, if you guys go back and watch the Kings of Comedy, where he actually made a joke about Rae Carruth at the time. And matter of fact, I didn't even think about looking that up. Let me see what year this was. $2000, a year after. Yep, almost a full year after. Go back and watch Kings of Comedy, and during Steve Harvey's hosting portion, he actually made a joke about Rae Carruth in there. So Rae Carruth fled after Sharika Adams' death and was captured on. So he didn't turn himself in on a $3 million bail, and he was captured on December 15th. So she died on December 14th. He was captured a day after in West Tennessee, found hiding in the trunk of a car outside a motel in Parker's Crossroads. Also in the trunk was $3,900 in cash, bottles of his urine, extra clothes, which I'm assuming he took a piss back there, so that was just to not piss in the car. Extra clothes, candy bars, and a cell phone. The Panthers waived him on December 16th, a day after that, citing a morals clause in his contract. Smart on their part. At trial, prosecutors contended that Carruth hired Watkins and others to murder Adams because of her refusal to abort their unborn child. So I'm assuming he just didn't want to be on child support. He didn't want to have his kid, and he knew that he was going to get hit up for a hell of a lot of child support because he's in the NFL. That's generally the way it goes. Matter of fact, I need somebody out there in the chat to hashtag Where's Roger. Can anybody do that for me? Since Roger acts like a lot of women out there, he's never heard of a case where women go after famous people or men that are well off and try to have their babies and get the child support and get the benefits. Hashtag Where's Roger? Because again, we have another story here that actually proves that this happens a lot, and it's been happening for years. And I don't feel no sympathy for this brother, to be honest with y'all, so don't get it twisted. All right? Do not get it twisted, please. I do not feel any sympathy for this brother, but let me let you guys know that this story gets really, really crazy. At trial, prosecutors contended that Carruth hired them to kill her and her unborn child. Carruth's lawyer, Adam Torreya, claimed that Carruth had been caught up in a drug deal gone bad. Wow. They claimed that on the night of the shooting, After Carruth had refused to fund the drug deal, Watkins shot Adams in a sudden rage when she flipped him off, and after he had attempted to ask her about Carruth's whereabouts. Carruth was found guilty of conspiracy to commit murder, shooting into an occupied vehicle, and using an instrument to destroy an unborn child. He was sentenced to 18 to 24 years in prison. He was found not guilty of first-degree murder, obviously, because he wasn't the one that did it, and so was spared the death penalty. He was serving the sentence at Terrell Prison, work for him near Columbia, North Carolina, with a projected release date of October 18th of 2018. Carruth sent a letter in 2018 apologizing to Sandra Adams, the mother of Sharika Adams, by way of WBTV in Charlotte, North Carolina, and accusing her of lying about him in interviews for years. The driver of the vehicle used in the murder, Michael Kennedy, pled guilty to second-degree murder and was sentenced to 11 years and 8 months. Kennedy was released in 2011, so he's been out. Watkins pleaded guilty to charges stemming from the shooting and was sentenced to a minimum sentence of 40 years and 3 months. Now, that's the verbal portion of it, guys. And what we have going on now is a much larger, much more complicated portion of the story. So what we're going to do here is we're actually going to show you guys some videos. And I always think the videos are good because of the fact that now you guys can actually look at something rather than just me on the screen and actually hear these news articles for yourself. But before I show these news articles, you guys know how it goes. I have to show the fair usage because I do not want to get flagged. I don't want to get flagged. Warning. Federal law allows citizens, me, to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit, which is what I'm doing, portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video disc under circumstances without authorization of the copyright holders. This is called, quote unquote, fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, which we're going to do, news reporting, which we're going to do, teaching, which we're going to do, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 USC 107, hashtag fair use. All right? Everybody got that? So we've been doing great. Let's keep this thing going. This is the first video, and this actually tells you guys a little bit about the plot. So he was still in jail harassing the lady's family. No, he wasn't harassing, and actually his contact was welcomed by the grandmother. Just to let you know, who was that? Friday. So she actually wants him to be a part of this kid's life, but I don't want to give too much away, but I want you guys to watch these stories again. We got about 100 people watching. All y'all got to do when y'all come in, just hit the thumbs up, and somebody else will see that we're live, okay? This is the first news article again. We're using this by way of fair use. I want you guys to watch this. This was the longest one. The rest of them are going to be kind of short.
All the way up, all the way up, all the way up. That's a good one.
Yes. Every week, Chancellor Adams works with his physical therapist to become stronger.
You got it, you got it, you got it.
He is trying to do things most 10-year-olds have long since mastered.
Tim, that was a super one, man.
His grandmother, Sandra, is often there to celebrate his triumphs.
Oh, that was good.
He's such a joy. He's such a joy and a blessing. And I call him my miracle boy. He's just a miracle.
Push it.
Every day of Chancellor's life has been a struggle.
You got to push that door out of the way so you can get through.
None more so than the day he was born, the day his mother, Sharika Adams, was gunned down.
911. I've been shot.
You've been shot. Where are you at, man?
I'm 8 months pregnant.
Okay, guys, this is the part that's a little bit hard to watch. And again, like I say, if you guys are squeamish or anything like that, then just, you don't have to watch. So you're making a decision to be here. All I ask that you guys do is just show respect. We're showing this video by way of fair use. You're going to hear some language. You're going to see some images. You're going to hear some accounts of this story that are quite a bit disturbing. But again, all we're doing is just reporting the news that was put out. Okay? So if you guys are squeamish about any of that stuff and can't handle any of that stuff, all we ask you guys to do, just hit that little X up in the top, and we'll see you later. So I'll give you guys a quick countdown, 10 seconds, before I continue to play this. All right. So everybody else that's here is intending to watch this and the content that is going to be up, and y'all are saying y'all cool with it. All right, let's go. This is the 911 call that Sharika Adams made right after she got shot. This is crazy.
I've been shot.
You've been shot. Where are you at, man?
I'm 8 months pregnant.
24-year-old Sharika Adams had been dating Rae Carruth, a wide receiver for the Carolina Panthers, when she became pregnant with his child. According to friends, Carruth didn't want to pay future child support. Around midnight on November 16, 1999, after going to the movies, they drove to Adams' house in separate cars, with Carruth in front. When he stopped on a deserted road in Charlotte, a third vehicle pulled alongside Adams' car, and a gunman opened fire. Despite massive internal injuries, Adams managed to call 911.
How'd this happen?
I was following my baby's daddy, Rae Carruth, football player.
Where's he
He
at?
was in the car in front of me, and he slowed down, and somebody pulled up beside me and did this.
And then where'd he go?
He just left. I think he did it. I don't know what to think of.
Carruth, who declined ESPN's request for an interview, has always maintained he had nothing to do with the murder, as he did in this 2001 interview with CNN.
I was not there. I didn't see the shooting. I didn't hear any shots. I can't testify to anything that happened to Sharika on Ray Road.
Adams was shot 4 times in the neck and torso. The bullets missed her unborn baby. Doctors performed an emergency cesarean section, and at 1:42 a.m., Chancellor Lee Adams was born. Because oxygen to his brain was cut off when his mother was shot, he was born with cerebral palsy.
Every part of his brain was affected. So they let me know that he may not ever walk, he may not ever talk, he may not ever function.
Sharika Adams went into a coma the day after she was shot. She died a month later. Upon her death, Carruth fled, hiding in the trunk of a friend's car as she drove to Tennessee.
This is the part where Steve Harvey in Kings of Comedy, you guys go back and watch that. This is where the part that he creates a big joke about him hiding in the trunk. I don't know, some kind of way he thought that was funny, but you know. You guys go back and watch that and on your own time.
Ray, did you do it?
He was apprehended the next day and charged with murder. At Carruth's trial, Van Brett Watkins, the gunman hired by Carruth, described shooting Adams.
I fired one shot.
Now, this is the guy that actually killed the woman. This is the guy that was hired, the nightclub manager. Van Brett Watkins, Jr. or Senior, I think it was Senior.
Then 4 more shots. Bam, 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 bam. She was screaming.
Watkins, who already confessed to the shooting, was testifying against Carruth to avoid the death penalty.
That's the bitch I was talking about. Rae Carruth. Oh. That's the bitch I was referring to, who got me into this. Oh. Okay? This is the bitch I was referring to. Oh. He didn't stand up. I stood up for mine. I said I did it. I did it because he made me do it. The jury
Boy. Wow.
has returned as its unanimous verdict that
Carruth did not take the stand in his own defense, and on January 22, 2001, a jury found him guilty of 3 charges, including conspiracy to commit murder, and he was sentenced to a minimum of 18 years, 11 months.
Ray, did you conspire to murder Sharika Adams and your unborn son?
No, I did not.
The gunman, Watkins, is...
And I'm going to tell you guys something, and this is part of why I feel so indifferent about this whole thing, because he has never come out and admitted his fault in what he did. You know, he made a bad choice. He caused this woman to be dead and caused his son to be permanently scarred and injured for life. And he still hasn't taken accountability for that.
He's now 49 years old and
this is the dude that shot the woman.
serving a 50-year sentence. He remains angry at Carruth for getting him involved in the shooting.
Again, here we are talking about accountability. He's mad at Rae Carruth, but he ain't mad at what he did himself. On his own. He did this. We got about 118 people watching, 120 people watching. Hit the thumbs up for me when y'all come in, okay? Let's keep going.
I don't like Rae Carruth. I probably would do something to Rae Carruth if I seen him.
What would you do?
We'd be fighting.
You guys, let me know in the chat. Do y'all feel sorry for this dude? Do y'all feel like he's a victim because he was solicited for murder for hire? Do y'all feel sorry for him? I don't. At all.
Would you try to kill him?
Of course.
Y'all hear that? He should have gotten the death penalty. Which one, Dominique? Which one should have got the death penalty? Because I think they both should have. Rae Carruth only got out of the death penalty because of the fact that they tried him for first-degree murder, which you cannot do because he didn't actually commit the murder himself. That's conspiracy to commit murder. So they charged him with the wrong thing. That kind of thing happens all the time. You just have to be careful with what type of charges you charge people with. Charging them with first-degree murder, they weren't going to get a conviction on that. Conspiracy to commit murder, yes.
His anger towards Carruth notwithstanding, Watkins says he has become a devout Muslim since entering prison.
And this dude here definitely should have got the death penalty, for sure.
And has sought forgiveness from Sharika Adams' mother.
Because one thing that you guys aren't going to see from these interviews is I actually had a video where I could have showed you guys where he was talking about other people that he had beat damn near to death, people that he had shot. He was talking about old things that had happened. This dude is a terrible, terrible, terrible person. He is a murderous, deadly individual. He should have received the death penalty.
Sandra, for what he did to her family.
On the day of judgment, people that you did good for will be able to testify on your behalf, and people you did bad to will also be able to testify on your behalf. If she testifies on my behalf on the day of judgment, I just might get paradise.
Early in his incarceration...
Did y'all hear that? And he's talking about the woman that he killed, saying that she would forgive him. And I seriously doubt that, especially the fact that, number one, she's not here. You know, you ended her life over something that you had nothing to do with, and you permanently ruined her son's life. Boy, just people, man. Let's keep going.
Watkins wrote to Adams and sent her small amounts of money, sometimes $5 or $10, to go towards Chancellor's care.
Ask for forgiveness.
Adams responded in a letter that Watkins keeps in his cell to this day.
And the last line said, "You always be on my mind, my prayers and best wishes." For a woman to reach out to me.
The grandmother.
After I killed her daughter. After I gave her grandson cerebral palsy and brain damage. She's a strong woman.
Yeah.
That's the grandmother right there that you guys are looking at on the screen.
Strong guy.
Adams says she derives strength from Chancellor's progress.
162, 163.
He can now walk more than 180 steps without help, and he's slowly mastering stairs. Through it all, the third grader is unfailingly polite.
Now, this is an old video because he's actually 18 now. And I got to tell you guys, man, just shoot, dude, you know. I don't know where the forgiveness is in here to be had. I don't. And I know we might have some religious people in the chat, but I don't see how this is something that's forgivable. Because honestly, this little boy looks exactly like Rae Carruth. If you do a side-by-side comparison, which you guys will see some of the photos that cycle once I take the video off, he looks exactly like his dad. Exactly like him. And honestly, he's built like his dad, and he very well, even at age 18, if you look at him, he's built just like his dad. he very well could have probably had an NFL career just as good as his dad, if not better. And that was, his entire life was robbed from him, especially his mom's.
Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. Come on.
He blows kisses to his favorite picture of his mother, the one where she's showing off her pregnant belly.
Yeah.
How much do you think he'll ever be able to understand about what his father did to his mother?
Did they do a DNA test? That's a good question, Jason. That I don't know, because you got to remember that in this case, that's actually a great question, Jason, because, you know, they wouldn't have taken him around the kid because he was trying to kill her a month before she was supposed to have a kid. So they had to do an emergency C-section on the mom, and she ended up dying. But he looks exactly like him, no. That's still a great question. That's a great catch, Jason. I can't even lie about that. Yeah, thank you, classy young man. He could have played in the NFL, I promise you. He's a spitting image of his dad. He is shaped in his arms, in his legs, in his chest. Look just like his daddy. Look just like his dad. Because I had to go through and look at a bunch of photos of him before I downloaded them so you guys could see the photo lineup. Look just like his dad.
Well, I think that's the beauty of having cerebral palsy, that he won't.
And more than anything, it's not to make you guys sad. I just want you guys to look at this story and ask yourselves, do you forgive? Would you forgive? And should he have another chance to be a father? Especially at this point. That's the question I want you guys to ask.
Really understand and feel the hurt and the pain that all this has caused.
Adams says raising Chancellor made her face her feelings of anger towards Carruth and let them go.
There is just no other choice but for me to forgive Rae, because part of Rae makes Chancellor who he is.
Carruth is scheduled to be released from prison on October 22nd, 2018. Chancellor will be 18 years old.
Which is where we fast forward at right now. So I'm going to go ahead and stop that video. We've seen enough of that one. All right. Again, we're using these videos all by way of fair use. This is where Rae Carruth was at Colorado when he was in college. I promise you guys, he's shaped just like his dad. I love Brian Gumble, but I ain't trying to get flagged. Again, guys, we're showing this by way of fair use. Under USC, under 17 USC 107, fair use.
He was hounding me.
This is the guy that actually shot and killed Sharika.
He was hounding me.
Right there, Jordan said, "I hope he gets custody if it's his kid." That's what I want to hear. I want to hear you guys' honest opinion about this, and that's perfectly good, guys. Just all I'm asking you to do is just be honest. He didn't want to be a father in the beginning. He shouldn't have the chance now. That's why I say I'm kind of on the fence. Revy Gunn says, "Hell no, should pay without seeing him." A lot of people are saying no, and Erica said, "I don't know." I get it. You could put a hit on your unborn son, and then years later you think about having the right to be a father. Man, I don't know. It's complicated. It's complicated because he's already paid his debt to society by doing his jail time, and he's going to be released at the end of the year. It's like, where else do you go at this point? But try to be, some level of support. I don't know. But again, this is from the murderer.
He was hounding me.
And he's talking about Rae Carruth soliciting him to kill the woman.
He was hounding me.
Hounding you to
get the job done. Get it over with. She's going to have a baby soon. Get the job done. I got fed up and I said, okay, let's get it done.
Did you pick the place, or was the place supposed to be random?
He picked the place.
Okay. Rae Road.
Rae Road, dark road, black night, no lights.
Well, I got to tell you, Erica, everybody in jail has time to think about it. Honestly.
Black
Dominique, I'm almost with you on that. It's almost damn near unforgivable.
BMW. Black tinted windows. Everything
Listen to this, man. This is cold, dude.
was black that night.
Did he expect that this would just be done and it would never come back to him?
I told him that you're the first person they're going to come to. And they're going to grill you because of my experience with the law. I said, they're going to grill you. They're going to grill you. They're going to grill you.
Did he not believe you?
He was conceited. He thought life was all about him. He thought he was the man.
Then why'd you want to work for him?
Greed. For $50,000 for 5 seconds work, I'm going to take that money.
Did you really think it would be that easy and you'd get away with it?
My fault is that I didn't do like a hitman should do.
Which is?
Kill everybody on the scene.
Did y'all hear that? Do y'all feel sorry for this dude for being solicited for murder? Listen to what he says, dude. That's cold.
It's conceited.
He said he took $50,000 because he was conceited, and he said he would take that money anytime. $50,000, man. Just brothers, we're so short-sighted, man. Why would he do something like that? Okay, Dominic Morton, for 50 grand, $50,000, he was willing to take 2 lives and ruin just so many people around him. His own life. Probably hurt his parents and his family. Rae Carruth's life, him and his family. Sharika's life, her son's life, her and her family. Everybody connected to them, man, just for $50,000. Honestly, it's not that much. And it really shouldn't be an amount that anybody does anything like this for.
You.
But listen to him, no.
Because of my experience with the law. I said, they're going to grill you. They're going to grill you. They're going to grill you.
Did he not believe you?
He was conceited. He thought life was all about him. He thought he was the man.
Then why'd you want to work for him?
Okay, now this is to answer your question. Now, Brian Gumble asked him, why would you work for him? This is his answer. Listen.
Greed. For $50,000 for 5 seconds work, I'm going to take that money.
Y'all hear that?
Then why'd you want to work for him?
Greed. For $50,000 for 5 seconds work, I'm going to take that money.
Did you really think it would be that easy and you'd get away with it?
My fault is that I didn't do like a hitman should do.
Which is?
Kill everybody on the scene.
All right, I think that speaks for itself. Wow, that's cold, dude. That's freaking cold. But here we go, guys. This is the video of the courtroom and the when he was testifying. I want you guys to see this again. We're using this by way of fair use. What was said here? A lot of black women who does this kind of need to be killed like this or worse so they can stop. Okay, now JJ, you've been timed out. All right. Now what we do not do here is we can't condone that type of comment. I get what you're trying to say, but we can't condone that kind of comment, okay? You've been timed out, rightfully so. This is the thing. Blackmailing is wrong. You know, I think having a kid against a man's will is wrong, but one thing you cannot do is you cannot murder someone. You can't do that. And we can't advocate for people murdering and ruining people's lives. Because at the end of the day, no, you're good, babe. That was a perfect timeout. All right. One thing that us men cannot do at the end of the day is we cannot play victim. We are never allowed to play victim, nor should we. Okay? We have to start teaching our little boys, teaching our children, teaching our young men to be more responsible with our sexuality. There's a key example of that. No, the way that the system treats us is not right and it's not fair. But one thing that we absolutely have to do until we get to a point of a fair system is we have to be accountable for our actions. Anybody can cut that out and replay that. We have to be accountable for our actions as men. Classy Young Man said, don't promote that because there's a lot of men who've seen this case and probably have had the thought of doing this in today's world. Don't push this or motivate it. I agree. Thank you. Don't push this motive. No. Maybe a fear of not being able to collect benefits is a good fear to have, but you shouldn't have to fear for your life because this is something that two people participated in. And we know as men, as young men, and our boys should know and be taught that women are going to have an inherent right to be able to make a choice to have this kid or not have this kid. This is one thing that we know that has been happening since the Great Society, since 1964. They are in an advantageous position to be able to have a kid, whether you want the kid or not. So what we as men need to know and need to think is we need to be more responsible with our own sexuality. Anybody on board with me on that? Can we not be more responsible, men? Anybody want to be big enough and say I'm right about that? We need to be more responsible. If we know that we're dealing with people or a person that is doing things that is irresponsible, then it is our job to have discernment. Please look that word up, discernment. Be able to see through these things, see through the situations, and be able to make the proper choices. That's the key. Let's keep going. Next video. Now this is a video from the courtroom. We're using this footage by way of fair use under USC 17107, fair use.
There are moments when witnesses, for a variety of reasons, capture a courtroom's full attention.
Thank you, Relationship Rehab, United Guns of America, my brother. Appreciate that. Dineska brought up a good point. What if she lied about being on the pill? These are things that we need to have as conversations with our boys and our young men and our grown men. Know that these things are possibilities. Yes, we can be deceived. At the point where we're at right now, we cannot kill somebody because the law ain't the way that it should be. We can't do that shit. What we have to do is we have to change the laws or we have to educate better. Two choices. Change the laws or educate better. Change the laws or educate better. The first choice that we have is to educate better. What did Ravi say? Quit putting your dicks in chicks y'all can't spend the rest of your life with. There's two sides to that. And I 100% agree with that. There's two sides to that. Because both people are responsible for what comes after that. But the difference is what we need to do is we need to let our boys know, hey, the consequences are slightly different between the consequences that women have and the consequences that men have. Again, this ain't an equality thing. The world ain't equal. And I wish feminists would stop fighting for equality because we're never going to be equal. Men are going to be treated one way. Women are going to be treated another way. That's the way it is at the end of the day. So if we know that, and we know that the woman is going to be in an advantageous position, then what we need to do at that point is we need to say, what can we do to make sure that we don't put ourselves as men and young men and boys in fucked up positions? Whose choice is that? Ours, men. We're not forced to have sex. We ain't forced to be sticking our junk in places. So we need to think about that. Until the laws are changed, this is what you have on the table. Educate better or change the laws. For now, let's educate better. I think we can all agree to that. And again, this is proceedings from the courtroom. Check it out.
Full attention. But when this witness took the stand, it was one of the most memorable courtroom moments ever. In 2000, former NFL star Rae Carruth was being tried for capital murder in the shooting death of his girlfriend, Sharika Adams.
Now, you guys heard that. He was tried for capital murder. I think they said he was initially tried for first-degree murder, but they said capital murder. But like I said, that's part of why they weren't able to get him for the death penalty.
Adams had been ambushed in her car and shot 4 times while following Carruth home from a movie in 1999.
Got about 145 people watching here and there. Just hit the thumbs up, guys, whenever y'all come in, okay? That'll share the show with somebody else.
And prosecutors said he hired another man, Van Brent Watkins, to kill the girlfriend.
On December 20th, 2000, the alleged hitman took the stand. Watkins riveted the courtroom with a matter-of-fact, boastful attitude towards his life of crime.
They thought I was going to be dead by 17. Yes, I used drugs before. I beat him up with a gun. Got shot in the face.
Now, this is where he talk about his past crimes. Y'all listen to this fool.
Second-degree murder charge.
You also threatened to kill a police officer.
2 police officers.
Y'all hear this? And thank you, Tim. He said, great topic and great conversation. I think it's a great conversation to have. Apparently, this is long overdue. What's up, Hitting the Mispetus?
I could kill you.
What's up, Miss Lady Tees?
You with my hands. I would rip you like a rag doll.
Y'all hear this? And here it is, 20 years later, he wants somebody to have some sympathy for him.
Okay.
Watkins also taunted Rae Carruth from the stand.
Did you say, I hope the bitch dies?
They asked him when he said, quote, I hope the bitch dies, he clarifies which bitch he was talking about. Listen to what he says.
That's the bitch I was talking about.
Oh, I see.
Rae Carruth.
Oh.
That's the bitch I was referring to who got me into this.
The hitman had already taken a plea bargain in exchange for his testimony implicating Carruth.
Sesquipedalia said, hashtag where's Roger? Can we get that in the chat? Where's the hashtag at? Where's my brother Roger at?
Testimony that also included a chilling admission of his own guilt.
I fired 1 shot, then 4 more shots. Bam, 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 bam.
He was absolutely frightening inside that courtroom. When he says he killed people, when he says he was hired to kill somebody, I believe him. I believe him 100%. Sold.
The jury certainly believed Van Brett. Rae Carruth was found guilty and sentenced to 19 to 24 years in prison. Watkins got 40 years for pulling the trigger.
All right. That's that story. These are all quick videos, by the way, guys. And this is what you're looking at over here on my right is a picture of the grandmother and the son. Look at him, man. He looks just like his dad, man. That's crazy. Shout out to the people that think that that little boy would have turned out. Look at that. Tell me he don't look just like his daddy. Look at him. If I'm lying, I'm lying. Seriously. He's got the same build as his dad and everything. They both light skinned, so they both have that. But as far as body type and body shape, look just like his dad, man. That's crazy. Now, this is him, the video of him taking responsibility finally about actually killing and having the woman set up to be murdered. This is Rae Carruth speaking out.
Former NFL player Rae Carruth breaking his silence, speaking out from behind bars, apologizing for his role in the 1999 murder of his then pregnant girlfriend. ABC's Gio Benitez is here with more. And Gio, Rae also says he wants to be part of their son's life when he's released.
Yeah, that's right, Robin. He does. Carruth will be released in just months, and he wants custody of his son, the son who was almost killed in the shooting that Carruth planned, the shooting that killed the boy's mother.
Y'all heard that? 8 months before he was set to be released from a North Carolina prison, former Carolina Panthers receiver Rae Carruth has been given his first prison interview in years. He's now 44 years old. He spent 17 years at the Sampson Correctional Institution in Clinton, North Carolina, roughly 170 miles east of Charlotte. January 2001, he was convicted of conspiracy to commit murder. So that's what he was actually charged with and other charges. And he paid another man to shoot Sherika Adams back in 1999. Adams, the Sherika Adams young lady, posthumously, Sherika Adams was 8 months pregnant with Carruth's son, and she was shot 4 times. The baby, Chancellor Lee, which we're going to see some more video on him as he was 18 years old now, was delivered by emergency C-section and suffered from permanent brain damage due to lack of oxygen when he was born, and his mom died a month later, almost 28 days later. I just remembered that. Sandra Adams, who was Sherika's mom, had been raising Chancellor, which is the boy, since he was born. Carruth sent a 3,000-word handwritten letter to the WBTV in Charlotte addressed to Sandra Adams. He also, after some discussion, agreed to an on-the-record interview with reporter Sandra Blake Morgan by way of telephone. Carruth also included a cover letter, which he began by writing that he's, quote, accepted my lot as a social pariah, end quote. But that he wanted to debunk the lies he believes Sandra Adams has told about him. After thinking, and you know what, and honestly, whatever lies that she told, she had the right to say whatever the hell she wanted to. Roger's coming? Good. Thank you, Chastity. Appreciate that. All right, let's get back to it. After thanking Adams for the, quote, unconditional care, compassion, love, and support, end quote, that she has showered Chancellor with since he was born, Carruth said he sent letters to Adams before but hadn't gotten any responses, so he sent the letter to the television station. Which I think that could have been classified as a form of harassment. What's up, Johnny Peppers? Let me see. Quote, I feel like if I did it in the open, it would put an end to the lies. If I said publicly, Miss Adams, I apologize. Miss Adams, I take responsibility for what happened. That she can no longer get on television and do an interview and say Rae has never apologized to me. Carruth told the reporter Morgan, and honestly, that should be the last of his worries and concerns is hearing that from her, like forcing himself on her. I don't like that. Carruth would not speak specifically about the night Sherika Adams was shot, though he did offer some apologies. Quote, I'm apologizing for the loss of our daughter. I'm apologizing for the impairment of my son, end quote, Carruth said. I feel responsible for everything that happened, and I just wanted to know that I'm truly sorry for everything. Carruth has met Chancellor twice. When he was a young boy, and he celebrated his 18th birthday a couple months ago. He said that when he gets out of prison, he wants to help care for his son. In his letter, he tells Adams that she won't live forever. Oh. Boy, You know, if he wasn't in jail, he should definitely hire a PR person. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna read this last part again of this article. Hear me out. This is what he said. When he gets out of prison, he wants to help care for his son. That's good. Listen to this BS. In his letter, he tells Adams that she won't live forever. Dude, I don't know. Like, wow. Adams told WBTV that Carruth will never have custody of Chancellor, and we've told you about all we want about Carruth. You can read his we can read his letter, and apparently there's a letter out there. If you guys want that link, just hit me up, and I guess we'll go from that point. But again, this is the news article, and we got one more right after this, and we're gonna wrap up.
Touchdown, Rae
Thank you. Wrong choice of words. Thank you, classy young man.
Carruth.
He was a star on the football field playing for the Carolina Panthers, but that all changed in 1999 when Rae Carruth was arrested in connection with...
You know what, Don Gorgon? That could be taken a lot of different ways. He could have got extra time just for that, because that could have been taken as a threat. Now, I think this grandmother has been about as sweet as she possibly can. Y'all will hear her interview again here in a little bit. If she wanted to get him more time for him saying she won't live forever, she could have said she's in fear for her life, honestly. That's a BS statement. Thank you. What if he does something to the grandma? I mean, that's a legitimate concern.
The murder of his pregnant girlfriend. Police say he hired someone to shoot Sharika Adams. He was found guilty of conspiracy to commit murder, spending the past 17 years behind bars. His unborn son survived the shooting, delivered prematurely with cerebral palsy.
That's the son right there. You see how tall he is? Now, granted, he has cerebral palsy, guys, so you just have to kind of just mentally get past that part. He looks just like his dad. He's shaped just like his dad. Okay, I'll check the email here. Thank you, Darcy Ann.
Scheduled to be released this fall, Carruth is now speaking out from behind bars, taking responsibility for the crime and expressing desire to help take care of his son. The young man was raised by his grandmother. Carruth spoke with WBTV by phone.
I'm apologizing for the loss of her daughter.
That's absolutely right. They could tack on more time because he had 18 to 24 years.
I'm apologizing for the impairment of my son. I feel responsible for everything that happened, and I just want her to know that truly I am sorry for everything.
In a letter sent from prison, he praises the grandmother for taking care of the son, while also accusing her of lying about him in interviews, something she denies. But he blames himself, writing, "If I could change anything, I'd change the whole situation. His mother would still be here, and I wouldn't be where I'm at. I want the incident to never have happened at all." The grandmother, speaking to ABC station WSOC, says it's the first time she's heard an apology from him and wants her grandson to have
a viewpoint from Tracy's point says, none of us are going to live forever. It was not a threat. It's a fact. I'm a mother of a 32-year-old with special needs, and it's a fact of life that someone may need to care for her one day. True. But my point is, it's kind of from and Tracy, I appreciate you being here. I've never seen you before here. If you would, hit the thumbs up for me and subscribe. I'd love for you guys to see some more of the content if you guys haven't already subscribed. But I like what you said. But my point about it is from a legal standpoint. So think about this. I got automatically what he was saying. So I don't want you guys to mistake that. Legally, he can't say what he said and it fly. The reason for that is because she could actually file a motion and say that she's in fear of her life, especially because of the fact that he's getting ready to get out of jail. He conspired to have this kid murdered. The kid is now in this woman's possession, and now he wants that kid. She could literally say, I feel like he's going to try to kill me in order to take the son. And she could win that suit. From a legal standpoint, just giving you something to think about.
Relationship with his father.
I am not trying to mislead anybody to think that Rae is going to come and pick Chancellor up for the summers and take him out to California and come over and get him every week and be daddy. That's not what I mean about relationship. I do want Chancellor to meet him.
And Carruth is expected to walk out of prison in October. The grandmother says he lost his parental rights the moment that he was found guilty. And we should say the grandmother and grandson, they now go around to schools and they talk about domestic violence. So they're doing a really good.
Because this is the thing. He tried to end his son's life, and his son's life was almost ended, and it's definitely not a great life to have, having cerebral palsy because of the fact that you did something to his mom. You caused this young boy to never be able to be independent. So I agree with that. He should never have the right to be a father, in my opinion, because of that thing alone. But I'm going to give you guys an interesting take on it once we wrap this up. We got one small video. It's like a couple minutes long, and then we're going to wrap.
Yeah, I saw that in the video right there.
Yeah, they've turned. What's up, Beverly Jones? And Leighton, thank you very much. I appreciate that, bro.
This whole mess.
I get what you're saying. He needs to watch what he says. Yes, absolutely. Because if you think about it, what did they say in the court of law? What's the famous statement in the Miranda rights? What did they say? Let me see somebody say it. Anybody familiar with the Miranda rights? Have you ever had your Miranda rights read to you? Have you ever been arrested? Been to jail? Been to prison? He gave his son a death sentence. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He did give his son a death sentence. And giving people a death sentence is usually not something you can ever come back from. Who's familiar with the Miranda rights? Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. Thank you. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. If you do not have an attorney, one will be appointed to you. Don't ask me how I know this. I don't have it up on the screen. I just remember it. But don't ask me why I know it so well. Definitely should be mindful of what he says.
Positive yeah.
All right. Let's get to this last video, guys, and we're going to wrap up. Now, I want to know from you guys as we wrap this up. Again, as you guys are in here, for the new people, just hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe, the little red button down there. If it's still red and it says subscribe, that means you ain't subscribed. So I want you guys to do is subscribe, hit the little bell notification so you guys will know when we are live. If it ain't giving you the notifications, just unclick it and re-click it again, refresh, and you should be good from there on out. Because I'm going to start giving you guys about an hour's notice before the show starts, so that way you have plenty of time to get here. Now, what I want to know from you guys in closing is should Rae Carruth have the right to get custody of his son after you watch this?
Tomorrow, this young man is marking a big milestone. Chancellor Lee Adams turns 18 years old. We've shared much of his life story with you.
In 1999, then Carolina Panther Rae Carruth conspired to kill his pregnant girlfriend, Sharika Adams. She died, and their son, Chancellor, survived, but was born premature with cerebral palsy. New tonight, anchor Erica Bryant got an exclusive look at their new home here in Charlotte that Chancellor shares with his remarkable grandmother, who's making big plans as he becomes an adult.
How old are you going to be? 18. 18, that's right.
The boy who some plotted to kill is now a young man.
Well.
Andy says he's doing well. With his grandmother by his side, they're now settling into a new home. A picture of his mother, Sharika, just inside the front door.
Lee, you gonna show him your room? Yeah.
His room is filled with things that make him smile.
Are those your trophies from Mighty Riders?
Sandra Adams calls the new house a blessing.
You know what? I love you.
It has a new lift in case Chancellor goes upstairs. But now, both of their bedrooms are on the main level.
And we're downstairs. Chancellor is not so much strain on Chancellor. It was just a sigh of relief.
She says it was a burden lifted by donors from all over the world. Organized by John Embry, now a coach with the San Francisco 49ers.
People helping, whether it was $10, $50. We had people, make, $50,000, $60,000 donations. So
Embry had coached at the University of Colorado, where young Rae Carruth, Chancellor Lee's father, played football in college. Embry learned Lee's story after Carruth went to prison, and through his nonprofit, raised $150,000 for Sandra and Lee's new home.
Whatever she wants to do, whatever Lee needs, that's how I see my role.
I can't thank each and every donor enough for what they did.
More support is needed as Lee enters the next phase of life.
And I got to tell you guys something, man. When it comes to, parents getting benefits and getting help, this is one situation where this grandmother should not have had to incur the burden of being able to care for this kid, whether he had cerebral palsy or not. But she did out of love. And it seems like she generally loves this boy. And this boy has a lot of special needs and physical therapy and all kinds of things that he needs that she probably would never have been able to afford on her own. So shout out to the grandmother. I like the fact that everybody pitched in and helped.
He's getting a portable speech communication device so he can initiate conversations. In 2019, he'll graduate from high school. Sandra Adams sees him taking transitional living courses at UNCC or Central Piedmont, and then getting a job.
I can see Lee going into some kind of vocational program because I think he wants to be a contributing member of society.
Sandra also plans to use Lee's love of hats as a way to promote love in families.
What's the business that you're going to do on your own, Lee? Lee's Lids. We're going to have a nonprofit that's Lee's Lids, and we're putting a lid on domestic violence.
Sandra Adams says she plans to write to Rae Carruth to get on a list to visit him in prison. She has said repeatedly that she forgives him and the other men who were involved in her daughter's death. She genuinely wants Lee to get to know his father.
Now, that's the part where I wanted you guys to hear that. Okay? Now, this is what I believe at the end of the day. So, we are going to be the jury at this point. Guilty, not guilty. Do you guys think that he should have the right to see his son? Does he have the right to gain custody of his son? Because I want you guys to remember, this is not about visiting his son. This is about him asking for custody. The big news article that came out is because Rae Carruth wanted custody. Okay? Now, this is where I met with this, and this is why I was so conflicted. Because number one, I don't believe that even at him being age 44 now, he still hasn't taken full responsibility. He cannot be. Now, see, this is the thing about double jeopardy. If you guys aren't familiar with the court and the law, he can't be tried for this twice. He's already been tried for it. So at this point, he can actually take responsibility for what he did. I paid for your daughter to be murdered and the son to be murdered. You can actually admit that at this point. Everybody knows the facts of the case at this point. That's number one. Number two, he's done his time. They gave him a sentence. They sentenced him. He did his time. Number three, with him coming out of prison here in October, if the son and the grandmother want him to be seen, why not? I don't mind the fact that she's like, you know what? I forgive you. You can see him. You can spend time with him. My fourth and final point, Rae Carruth, this is my judgment. No custody. Thank you, class. This is why a classic young man is my brother, because we on the same wavelength. Visits, yes. Custody, no. Visits, yes. Custody, no. My sentence for Rae Carruth, you can visit this young man and get to know him and spend supervised visits with him? Yes. Take him into your possession? Care for him? Absolutely fucking not. No. And that's a big hell no. So shout out to Chancellor. Shout out to the grandmother. You know, it's sad that, you know, that it you know, this situation came to this. But like I say, I'm all about preventative measures. So to my people out there, again, I encourage people to either educate the young men or change the laws. Educate the young men, change the laws. Either we need to educate our young men better about the choices that we have, value our sexuality, and make better choices with our sexuality when it comes to us dealing with these women that may or may not have our best interests at hand. Do I give any, you know, coaching to the sisters? All I can say, sisters, is, you know, for every action, there's a reaction. Now, in this case, Rae Carruth was proven wrong. But just because you were right, it is just like I told my sister one time. Does it do you any good to be right and to be dead being right? I'll say that again. It does a woman no good to be right and be dead behind being right. My only message is to preach love, is to preach understanding, and to preach us being able to start being on the same page as human beings, as for us to really love and care about each other and have respect for each other. Rae Carruth should never, ever, ever have custody of this young man. Shout out to Chancellor, shout out to his grandmother, and RIP to Sharika Adams. Who should have custody? Anybody but Rae Carruth, honestly. Anybody. I would love to see somebody in Soto Nation get custody of him. Anybody that does that for a living, I would love to see somebody volunteer to take that young man in their custody. Anybody that actually cares for children and young men and adults with special needs. Anybody but Rae Carruth, to be honest with you. All right. Again, I'd like to thank you guys. If you guys want to send any donations, then feel free. I think we got one, which is okay. It's definitely not a problem. You know, it'll fluctuate from time to time, but any donations is better than none. So let me go ahead and read this off. Actually, I'm going to read with a couple that came in from the last show. Again, because I got an email from one of my brothers and I wanted to tell him thank you for that. Where's it at? Because it ain't that far off. Let me see. Yeah, to my brother Paul. Let me see. Let me make sure I can say the name. Yeah, to my brother Paul Sharp. And I'll make sure and get back with Paul. So Paul, if you ever watch the show, brother, again, I'd like to say thank you. Understand that I would 100% encourage people to have their own mind, their own thoughts, their own opinions about things and stuff like that. And I definitely appreciate you, being honest with me and being able to tell me what you truly felt. And I love that. That's the kind of support that we need. And that's the kind of honesty we need in Soto Nation. Okay. Let me also give a shout out to 100 Club. Send a donation. That's my brother 100 Club. When y'all see him in there, that is him. He's always been on the panels. Always contributed a lot of good information, a lot of good conversations. If you guys haven't already watched the last show, please go back and watch the last show. I'll put a link in the chat for you guys before we end, so that way that you guys can see that conversation. So if you guys want to see more panels, I need you guys to show a little bit of support for the panels. Hopefully you guys understand where I'm coming from. But that's basically all I need. If you guys want to see more panels, I just need to make sure that we have the support there. Okay? So we did decent on views, but I want to see us show a little bit more support on that. All we got to do is just watch and listen to it. If we like it, cool. If we don't, cool too. But I want to make sure and just give you guys the content that you want to watch. So after this show, for everybody that hears the sound of my voice, I want you guys... Oh, Tommy's live? Okay, good. I'm going to go watch him. So you guys just hit this link when you get a chance. Hit the thumbs up on that video. It's got about 104 likes. So I want to see that number increase on that video. That's the last panel that we had. Shout out to my brother Roger. I thought this was a great panel. If you guys want to see more panels, just support them. Click that link. All right. This is your boy DJ Just J signing off. And we are about to go watch Tommy Sotomayor. Let me make sure that he's live.
One would you say is a coon?
Tommy's live. I want everybody that's watching this show right now to go over and post in the chat and say we just left You Dig. Just Jay just finished up a great show, and we are here to support you, my brother Tommy Sotomayor. All right? This is your boy DJ Just Jay signing off, man. I will see you guys later.